All right, guys, a panel of NBA experts are ranking the greatest shots in NBA Finals history, and we are down to the Final Four, so let me break them down for you. First up, Kyrie Irving's dagger three-pointer in 2016. We also have Ray Allen's three-point shot from the corner in 2013 to send that game to overtime. Michael Jordan's last shot as a Bull in 1998. And last but not least, Magic Johnson's skyhook in 1987. So, Shannon, in your opinion, when you look at all those shots, which was the very best, considering all of those moments?
Yeah, for me, I'm old enough to remember all those shots, and I got an opportunity to see all those shots clearly. But for me, it's a no-brainer. It's Ray Allen. Now, Skip, the first of these shots happened in 1987. I was a sophomore in college. My roommate, Mike Wallace, I was a huge Boston Celtics fan. Larry Bird was my favorite player. The Lakers, the series was 2-1. Lakers won the first two in L.A. The Celtics had 1-1. Now they're about to make it 2-2. The game was the Celtics were up by 16 at the half. I'm like, yeah, we got this one. Because, Skip, remember, back then, the format was 2-3-2. We're going to end up going back to L.A. with one game, and we win the title again. That's what I'm thinking. We up 1 point. Got Magic Johnson pinned in the corner, and here he comes. He throws that shot. Skip, if he misses that shot, they lose the game. So what, is 2-2? So no, not even close. Kyrie Irving, if he misses his shot, the score is still tied. It's not like time runs out. The score is still tied. And he made that shot with, I think, 50 seconds, maybe high 40s, maybe even 50 seconds on the clock. So no. Michael Jordan, if he misses that shot, so what? It's 3-3. You go to a game 7. Skip Bayless, you're down 3. Ray Allen misses this shot. It's over. If you remember, Skip, they had already sectioned the court off because they knew, hey, it's over. They said it was over. Champagne, they bringing the champagne out of the back room, getting ready to celebrate. Well, they're taking it into the back room, but they're getting ready to bring the Spurs families to the court because they're getting ready to get on stage. Skip, under the circumstances, given the moment, that is the greatest shot in NBA history. Given the moment, given the circumstances, Ray Allen's three-pointer to tie it up and send this game into overtime is the greatest shot in NBA history.
Okay. Just to clarify my position on all 4 of these shots, I was at courtside when Magic hit his baby hook to beat the Celtics in Game 4 of the 1987 Finals. I covered every game from courtside all the way home. And the Michael Jordan series, obviously, I was courtside that night in Game 6 at Utah. And there would have been, as you point out, a Game 7. I will throw this at you. I was told before that game that Scottie Pippen had come down with something, some flu-like something. He sucked it up and tried to play in that game. He also wrenched his back on the first basket he scored. It was just a wide-open dunk. So he had back issues going on and health issues. And I was told after the game that he probably would not have been able to play a Game 7. So that would have put even more burden and onus on Michael. And remember, in that Game 6, Michael Jordan just said, get out of my way and give me the ball. He scored 45 points in that game to 42 for all the other Bulls combined. Scottie had 8. And again, that was always Lone Ranger to Tonto, but he wasn't even Tonto that night. He was just along for the ride. So 45 points to 8. And then Michael obviously stole the ball from Karl Malone in the corner, dribbled it all the way up the floor. Scottie, and I told you it's the only piece of sports memorabilia I own is a picture of this from one end zone to the other. Scottie's over on the wing like this to Michael, like, I'm open. Scottie hadn't shot a 3 the whole game, and Jordan gives him one little glance like, no, I got this, sorry. Little push-off on Brian Russell, goes up from the free throw line, holds the pose, and I have a picture that's hanging on the wall here of the ball going through the net, and you can see the horrified looks on all the Utah Jazz fans in the far end zone, because he had done it to them again. So maybe there wasn't quite the safety net on that shot that you think there was in Game 7, because then it would have been Michael or bust in Game 7, because I'm going to doubt that Scottie would have been able to play at all in Game 7 at Utah, because it's 2-3-2. So it would have been another game at the Delta Center. Now, back to the top two choices that Jenny read. And the way they're set up on ESPN.com, it goes Kyrie and then Ray Allen. Shannon, what struck me was, so 2 of the 4 options for greatest shot ever, it has come down to 2 shots that saved LeBron's legacy. Without those 2 shots from Kyrie and Ray Allen, well, think about it. LeBron James, without Kyrie and without Ray Allen, would be 1-8 in NBA Finals. 1-8? So thank you, Kyrie, LeBron should say, and really thank you, Ray Allen, because I cannot disagree with you, as painful as it is to me, and I talk about it all the time on Undisputed. That shot was the greatest clutch shot in NBA history, and it shot me and my Spurs right in the heart. It's hard for me to even watch it anymore. I did watch it for a second time last night on ESPN. I watched it 2 Saturdays ago on NBA TV, just to try to comprehend, how did he pull it off? How did that happen? Because LeBron took the last shot, LeBricked it to tie. Somehow, Tim Duncan wasn't in the game. I don't get it, but whatever. Way to go, Pop. And Chris Bosh goes and gets the rebound, kicks it to Ray Allen, and you know the rest of the story. Tie game, overtime. And then it was still pretty close in overtime, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But I will give you this. Ray Allen did make the shot of shots, the greatest shot ever, and saved LeBron's legacy just as Kyrie did in Game 7 in 2016.
Skip, stop doing that. First of all, we're talking about it, but for me, and if you look at it, Skip, after LeBron missed, he comes to the top of the key. It's like, give me another crack at it. But what made this shot unbelievable, Skip, is that Ray Allen is backpedaling, and he really never looks down. How does he know he needs to take this many steps? He takes maybe an extra step, he steps out of bounds. Maybe he takes a 1 step too few, he's in front of the 3-point line. How does he know, Skip, to backpedal just that much? Game 6, down 3, the circumstances, the magnitude of the moment. Skip, everything has to be perfect. Even if you're doing a movie. You can't even do a movie like this here, Skip, because it didn't end like that. You know, when they do true stories, this story is based on actual events, but they add a little bit to it, Skip, so it'll grow a little bit. Skip, he actually did that. Backpedaled, not too far to step out of bounds, not far enough to be in front of the 3, and nails it. Skip, that is the clutchest shot, the biggest shot in NBA history, given what was at stake. But see, all you do is see, this was another opportunity. I mean, I'm glad ESPN did it, but I hate it that they did it, because I knew what you was gonna do, and I told Steve last night, we got to run down a little late, so I had to stay up a little longer than I wanted to. I said, this is gonna be his opportunity to say they saved his legacy, when this is not what this is about. Which one of these is the clutchest shot in NBA Finals history? What did you do? You flipped it around. Jenny ain't asked you nothing about LeBron's legacy. She didn't ask you nothing about who saved what, or what LeBron's finals record would have been. That wasn't what she asked you, but you took it upon yourself to try to shift it, and you always doing that. But guess what? He made it. Well, you don't do that with Adam Vinatieri. If Adam Vinatieri had missed those field goals, if Malcolm Butler hadn't intercepted that pass, you don't say, well, Tom Brady would have been 3-6. That's not what you do. All you do is talk about, oh, what a game-winning drive. Well, what about LeBron? Scoring 16 points, assisting on another 6. 22 of the 30, LeBron had his hand in. Okay, that big shot that Kyrie hit, they only scored 18. LeBron scored 11, assisted on another. So 13 of the 18 points, LeBron had his hand in it. Triple-dub. But you won't do that, Skip Bayless, and I need you to stop this. I am not going to stand here where I'm sitting in my humble abode up in nice Bel Air, minding my own business. It's raining a little bit. But I'm not going to keep on letting you do this to LeBron. This was not about his legacy. This was about which of these 4 shots are the greatest. And you took it as an opportunity to say somebody saved LeBron's legacy. Now, I need you to stop this.
I'm going to start it because, once again, to remind everybody, LeBron James had 3 ugly turnovers in the last 3 minutes of that Game 6, including 2 unforced error turnovers in the last 40 seconds. He missed the tying 3, and then he got another break in overtime. And I got to get this off my chest because I told you I watched the Game 6 replay 2 weeks ago on NBA TV. I turned it off after the Ray Allen shot. I did not watch the overtime because I just couldn't stomach it anymore. But last night, via ESPN, I did watch overtime for the first time since I watched the game live back in 2013. And 2 things shocked me, and it reminded me how lucky LeBron was in overtime because the refs were also on LeBron's side and helped save his legacy because with 2 seconds left in overtime, Ginobili drives, and Ray Allen, it was his night because that 3 made was the first 3 he'd made all night. And then in overtime, he got away with Ginobili starts to scoop to lay it in, and Ray just hacks him across the forearm. It was a blatant foul. Jeff Van Gundy on ABC said, that's a foul on the replay. They didn't call it. They gave Ray a steal and Ginobili a turnover. Then Ray goes down to the other end, hits 2 free throws. Now it's a 3-point game because remember, Ginobili could have gone to the free throw line and shot 2 free throws to win the game with 2 seconds left. Then Ray makes the 2 at the other end, but there's still time enough for a desperation 3 by Danny Green along the far sideline, right in front of the bench, in front of Pop. And Chris Bosh just body fouls Danny Green as he turns to shoot it and falls out of bounds. It's a blatant foul. He should have had 3 free throws to tie. I don't know that he could have made 3 free throws to tie. That's a lot to ask under those circumstances. I'd hate to see LeBron in that circumstance, but in this case, what if Danny Green had made the 3 free throws to force another overtime? I don't know, but the refs made sure LeBron survived. And LeBron is now 3-6 in the finals instead of 2-7 because of Ray Allen and the referees. Way to go.
You see, why you always do that, but you never say Tom Brady should be 3-6, had Adam Vinatieri missed those 2 field goals, had Malcolm Butler not did that. You say, well, Tom Brady put them in position. Did LeBron James not put Ray Allen in position to hit that shot? Because remember, Skip, they were down 10 to start the 4th. LeBron had 16 and 2 assists. So 22 of the 30, LeBron had his hand in the pot cooking. They scored 18 in the 4th against the Golden State. LeBron scored 11, assisted on the other. So 13 of the 18. So in other words, he put them in position. But you criticize LeBron, but you heap praise on Tom Brady. That's unfair, Skip. The thing that we pride ourselves is being objective here.
Okay, I'll be objective, and I will conclude this discussion by saying LeBron should also thank Steph Curry. I want to blame Steph Curry for the 3-1 comeback in 2016 because down the stretch of that game, he missed 3 after 3 after 3. In the 4th quarter, he was 1 of 5 from 3 and missed 2 in the last 30 seconds that could have tied or won that game. So way to go, Steph. You helped save LeBron's legacy, too. Congratulations.
Sorry, Shannon. Skip has the last word there. We got to move on. I promised you guys more Tom Brady. Should he actually have 10 Super Bowl rings? One former scout thinks so. We debate next on Undisputed.